Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. So earlier today, we got the update on JP that this Trunks from the Wrath of the Dragon story event is getting an awakening. There's also something in the data about a new category. Goresh provided a translation saying that the new category is basically bestowers. It says the word is to hand down something to someone else. It refers to someone performing an action. So obviously you can see how this kind of ties into this Trunks because, you know, he's been bestowed the sword by TAPION. Even though the movies are not canon, it's like, I don't think that's kind of weird because the movies aren't canon. Like, TAPION gives Kid Trunks a sword, and then obviously adult Trunks has a sword, but it's not supposed to be, like, officially where he gets it from. But anyway, he bestows his sword onto Trunks. Now, the thing that immediately comes to mind is, what sort of stuff does it mean? Because somebody posted in the comments, like, most Potara units have power bestowed by God as a link. So is that going to count? Although the thing is it only the people who are bestowing the power, or is it the people who receive it as well? Because that would mean, like, technically TAPION would be on this category, but the Trunks wouldn't be if it didn't include the people that it was being bestowed onto. So that's something we obviously have to wait to find out. But I posted a poll for you guys. I was at work like all day today, so that's why this video is coming out so late. But I put up a poll saying that since the update seems to confirm that we're going to get Wrath of the Dragon for the Part 2 LR. Now, the thing we still don't know is we haven't had any news yet on Global about what our Part 2 for the Tapion and Janemba celebration is going to be, other than the release of the Prime Battle Boo and Barbady. So it is actually very possible that this could still be a thing that happens on both versions at the same time, but we have literally no idea at this point. I thought we would have got an update maybe this morning in the global news as well, so now I'm expecting it tomorrow, which is probably about 7 or 8 hours after this video goes up, depending how quickly it uploads to YouTube. So we might see something in the news tomorrow. But for global, we still have no idea. But anyway, since it seems to be confirmed that it's Wrath of the Dragon, because the story event is coming back as well, that hints at the LR. So I gave you guys this poll. Who will it be? Will it be a new Tapion, or a new Super Saiyan 3 Dragon Fist Goku, or other? And then please specify. I noticed early on in the poll, a few people had already picked other, but nobody had actually put any comments. But we got quite a few comments on there in the end, so we're going to go down and have a look. So straight away, I think this is something that we could definitely see. So the first comment, it'll be Tapion, but as an exchange unit or a unit super attack. I could quite easily see it being either a Tapion, whether it's Tapion, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, or even like a Kid Trunks, them having some sort of unit super attack, because that Kid Trunks being a free-to-play unit, the one that's getting the awakening, because of gacha laws in Japan, and like when they're developing these games, as we know from other units that have this exchange or unit super thing, it's illegal for them to make a unit that requires another unit that is only summonable. So that's why every unit in the game that has like an exchange or a unit super thing, it has to, there is always a free to play version of the character that you need to activate it, because then anybody will be able to do it if they pull the character. That's the point of the rule. So I do think that maybe that Kid Trunks awakening is hinting at a unit super attack, and it could either be with Tapion or Super Saiyan 3 Goku, because obviously both of them are sort of the main heroes in that movie. So I think that could definitely be on the cards. And then of course this guy says Super Saiyan 3 Goku and an EZA for the old one. Now I think an EZA for the old one is definitely possible, especially if the new LR is Tapion. Because there's no reason why they can't. They did it with the Saiyan Day celebration, but I don't know if they would release a new LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku and EZA the old Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Obviously for Saiyan Day it was a TUR and an LR when it comes to Broly. But obviously on JP, the same name update is out, so of course they could do that, and you could still run both of those Super Saiyan 3 Gokus on the team. So it'll be interesting to see what that will be, but I definitely think an EZA for the old one could be on the cards. This guy says Tapion, but not with the same name as Tekka AGL that transforms first turn like Ribrienne, transforms into Hirudegarn. This would be interesting, although it'd be kind of weird because Tapion is obviously a super type and Hirudegarn is extreme. So if he transforms on turn 1, technically he doesn't work on any teams. Well, not any teams, only categories, because it's that same issue that everybody has with Tech Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, Where when it comes to running like super or extreme teams, you obviously would have to run him as on a super team because he starts off as a super unit. But then once he transforms, he loses all of that ability. So for example, you wouldn't be able to take this guy into Extreme Super Battle Road because he'd have to be on the super team that TAPION is on. But then turn 1, he'd transform into Hirudegarn, so then he wouldn't be getting the category support unless you had brought like a type-specific leader for that category. So it'd be interesting to see, but I do think that's kind of unlikely. Feeling like JP gets TAPION and Global gets something else, which is also obviously very possible. We still have no idea what Global could be. Could be something super random like an LR Metal Cooler or a Gotenks. I mean, at this point we never know, because we've often expected certain units and then been thrown complete curveballs. I think we could get the EZA for Super Saiyan 3 Goku for both Global and JP. That would be awesome if it was on both versions at the same time. Or at the least the actual Tech 120, the Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku. His EZA coming would be very good. Extreme Tech LR. Yep, Extreme Tech is still the hardest. Hirudegarn, LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku EZA, yep. Hirudegarn. TAPION and his brother. That would be an interesting like joined forces card. Because obviously the brother card has like a free... Oh, he's not free to play, he's a summonable SR. So yeah, he doesn't exactly have a lot of representation in the game. So yeah, TAPION, Super Saiyan 3 Goku EZA. Where they're releasing... I mean, the thing is, I really want to see that Dragon Fist. Because the thing is, if they give the LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku an EZA... Hopefully they would also update his super attack animation, but they wouldn't necessarily, because obviously they didn't do that for Broly, they didn't do that for Goku and Frieza, so there's no saying necessarily that they would do that. So this guy's saying that obviously the Bestowers category implies it's definitely going to be a TAPION. Kid Trunks with a unit super with TAPION, that could be interesting, or obviously the other way around. There is a free-to-play TAPION as well, of course, the physical one. New Videl. I mean, that would be kind of funny if Global just got Videl Dokkan Fest as part 2, but no, that's not going to happen. Bio Broly, there you go. At least somebody who voted other specified. But as you can see from the results, obviously Super Saiyan 3 Goku was the very near winner. So if we look at, this is the LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He is obviously very, very outdated now. Defense 120% at the start of the turn, and then attack 180 and defense minus 70 when performing an ultra super. So if he only does his 12 key super, he doesn't get any attack boost, so he doesn't do a lot of damage. But then he doesn't lose his defense, and he can stun on his 12 key. So in harder events, like things like Super Battle Road, sometimes it can actually be good to go for his 12 key super, potentially get the stun, and you keep your defense. So him getting an EZA would obviously be pretty incredible. Ideally, we'd want to have some attack at the start of the turn. And then maybe the attack on Supra, either they put the attack up a little bit more and the defense loss down a little bit. Or if they've just boosted his start of turn, like attack and defense, I guess the defense down isn't necessarily the worst thing. And obviously we see now they're starting to add so many interesting things alongside EZA because of the whole point of this card, right, is that you're going for the Ultra Super for that massive attack boost, because it's to really sell like the power of the Dragon Fist. So they could give him some sort of like built-in chance to crit or something like that. Would obviously be very good. But a Super Saiyan 3 Goku would be really good, because the Super Saiyan 3 category has not had a significant buff in a long time. So I do think that would be very interesting. And then of course if we look at the TAPIONs, we've got the Tech one, and there's the free-to-play one, and then obviously the AGL one that transforms into Hirudegarn. They have different names, which is only really relevant anymore for Global. If they did bring out a new TAPION, regardless of how they named him, obviously the JP version, wouldn't have to worry too much about that. If he is just called TAPION, then of course that would still be really good for Global if it is out on both at the same time. Even though the AGL one doesn't have his EZA for us yet, that's one of the benefits of Foresight as well. If there is anything Wrath of the Dragon related that will potentially go well with this TAPION in the future, I would suggest if you have this AGL TAPION, getting him all ready for his EZA, potentially leveling his links and things like that. So I think it would be interesting. We could get any combination of these characters. Obviously this is the Trunks with the sword as well. The reason I bought all of these cards up was because of the possibility for the exchange. So the thing I was looking into was some of the other exchange units. So obviously we have the Vegeta and Trunks pulled up here. That obviously they start off as Vegeta and then can transform into the Super Trunks. And we have the Exchange Boos. Actually, they're pretty much on all the same categories, so that's not really what I was going for. But Saiyaman 2 and 1 is another good example, because it starts off with basically Videl, because it's Great Saiyaman 2, and then they exchange into Great Saiyaman 1. But the thing with exchange cards is the categories, unlike joined forces cards that get let down by the combination of characters, because the big example is Golden Frieza and Sorbet, right? They're on really weird categories because they can't be on like Wicked Bloodline movie bosses, all that kind of stuff, because of the 2 characters that are on the card. Whereas exchange, the categories go by the primary character. So because this card is Vegeta to start with, they're on Pure Saiyans. But they're not on Hybrid Saiyans, so even when they exchange, obviously the card's categories don't change. So they're on the Pure Saiyans team. So technically, using the exchange, you can use this Trunks on like Pure Saiyan Super Battle Road, for example. And then of course this one, because it starts as Saiyaman 2, you can exchange into Great Saiyaman 1, or as we all know, Gohan, but you could be on Peppy Gal's Super Battle Road. So that's something that could be very interesting, because one thing that kind of holds Tapion back a little bit, I guess, is the fact that he's not exactly on a ton of like the top tier categories. Resurrected Warriors is pretty good, and obviously Movie Heroes is good. Siblings Bond can be pretty good as well. Time Travelers, to be fair, they're all fairly good, but they're not like the crazy top tier best categories in the game. So if we had an exchange unit that was either the Kid Trunks into Tapion, or Super Saiyan 3 Goku into Tapion, or obviously vice versa, they would start off with those starting categories. So that could actually be really interesting. Imagine if there was a Super Saiyan 3 Goku that somehow incorporates the Dragon Fist, and then you can exchange into Tapion. I guess technically that doesn't make sense, because the Dragon Fist is the end of the movie, right? So it's more likely to be Tapion and then exchanging into Super Saiyan 3 Goku. But that doesn't address, like I said, then they wouldn't be on like the Super Saiyan 3 category, they wouldn't be on Pure Saiyans, like they wouldn't be on any of those top tier teams. So kind of would be interesting to see it be a Kid Trunks who then exchanges into Tapion or Super Saiyan 3 Goku, because then they'd be on Hybrid Saiyans, Movie Heroes, Vegeta Family. Imagine using Super Saiyan 3 Goku on the Vegeta Family stage. So it would certainly be interesting, but let me know what you guys think. Obviously, most people seem to think it will be Dragon Fist Goku over a Tapion. I definitely would prefer the Dragon Fist Goku, because like I said, I really want Super Saiyan 3 to get some kind of a buff, because they haven't had one for some time, and I think they definitely need it. So let me know what you guys think is going to be down below. I think we may potentially find out in the news for JP tomorrow anyway, even if we don't find out for Global. So again, that'll be around 7 to 8 hours from now. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what it is going to be. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. Will you be summoning, if it is a Tapion or a Super Saiyan 3 Goku, or will you be summoning regardless? Let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comments section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.